I'm back. I'm back, baby. House hot take on the way into Good Bad Rugby this morning. We just filmed some content, and it got me thinking. I was talking to some people over the weekend, and I saw stuff in the news about kind of male suicide, and it's a bit of a serious one, this one, because the biggest killer of men under 40 is still suicide. And obviously, there's more charities than ever. There's more people talking about mental health than ever, but something's not changing. And do you know what? I looked into kind of the reasons why men are taking their own lives, and it's the three reasons. And some people don't want to talk about it, but first reason is putting money on the table, financially, how they support their family or whatever it is. Secondly is their partner. No one likes to say that, but there's a lot of men killing themselves because of their partner. And I'm not saying the partner's fault or women's fault or whatever it is, but there is obviously a big contributing factor to that. And then obviously access to children, and children being three of the main reasons why that's happening. And obviously people aren't doing anything about it. So in terms of child courts and people lobbying for that and changing the way men are perceived in the eyes of the courts, and how rulings are made, and access to kids. That's why you've got people climbing up and tying themselves to cranes with Fathers for Justice. I'm not advocating now. I know there's some sort of spurious people around some of that stuff, but actually that is something to think about. Partners again, how people feel like misogyny is alive and real, and sex is alive and real, but it's at times it's difficult to be a man. It's difficult to be accepted, the expectations on you, and that's why. And if you disagree with anything I'm saying, why do you think there's so many false idols like Andrew Tate and other guys out there that people are looking for? Because there's a lot of lost people now, whether it's propaganda, whether it's wrong, and I don't believe in. I disagree with 99% of stuff that Andrew Tate says, because he focuses on the wrong issues, and instead of looking at what we can change for men, going after women and stuff is just not the way forward. It's an irrelevance at times, but it's definitely got to look at different ways of handling this stuff. And then again, finances and supporting debt and everything else like that, and awareness and how that works. So it's a really important thing to think about. If you agree, disagree, but just talking about mental health is fine, but no action doesn't make a difference. So if you're talking about it, fine, but if you're not doing about it, then we're wasting your time. And the third thing is, if these charities and people actually made a profound change at policy level, that would make a massive difference, because there's some stuff that's got to change. Otherwise, men are going to keep taking their lives, rightly or wrongly.